Y'all, this is Louisity wishlist. My wishlist, y'all. Hoi, it's Louisity again, and I have another book haul for you all. Hoorah! So I've made some random purchases, plus I've used some gift cards, and I decided to treat myself because of, I just had my birthday. If you've watched one of my recent reading vlogs, my Moy Moy Lulong Boy Ang Ugat at ang Prophecia, some of the scenes there happened on my birthday. And yes, I treated myself or myself. So, I'm not gonna keep you long. Let's head on and tell you folks what I got. So yeah, mixture of gifts and random purchases. Let us start with the books that I bought with the help of my colleagues' gift card that I received last Christmas. So first would have to be Blood Like Magic by Lysel or Lizelle. Not sure if I pronounced her name correctly. Sambury. Now, months ago I saw the hardcover of it, but I wasn't keen on buying it at the time, which I kind of regret because now it was no longer in the store. I mean, they had this, the paperback version, and I decided, I'll just go for this one because, it was kind of challenging for me to look for, a book that I really wanted to own. I was, perusing, the store. And yeah, I can only use the gift card once, in one specific location in one order or a single receipt. So I have to make sure that I choose books that would amount, at least the amount of the gift card that my colleague gave me. So I had no choice. I mean, I saw this, I kind of wanted to own it. I wanted actually the hardcover because it was cheaper. It was really cheap, which I regret not picking, but it's okay. It is what it is. I still was able to buy this at a reasonable price despite of its condition right over here. I still got it at a discounted price, so that was still fine for me. And now I have the challenge to buy the sequel. Hopefully I will enjoy this. It will motivate me more to buy the sequel. So yeah, and then the other book that I bought because I was hoping that I get to find the sequel of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I was only able to find Before Your Memory Fades, which is the third book in the series. And as of this filming, I still do not have Tales from Cafe. So it's really hard, owning that one. I mean, I guess I gotta buy it online, but I kind of am not really in the mood to buy books online and pay all that shipping fee and all that stuff yet. I still prefer buying books in store, get to peruse the shelves, I get to grab that perfect stock and whoop, here we go to the counter, check it out, check out, let me pay for it, kind of thing. I just love the in-store physical shopping experience. Your body moves, you get the item, and that's all. And for my birthday, because I was really contemplating which one will I have a bigger discount, because this happens to be a little bit more pricey than the other choice that I had, and because of that, it's I know that I'm gonna be owning this, and if I am gonna get a bigger discount, in terms of the amount that I'll be saving, because it's more expensive, definitely I would be able to save more. The 20% discount would be bigger. So I decided to buy Before We Forget Kindness, which I thought this was the next book after Before Your Memory Fades. Turns out that this is book 5, so now it's my Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, kind of it has some gaps, In Filipino, we call it bungi. So, yeah. So, these are the books that I decided to gift myself with the help of gift cards. So, here they are. And hopefully I get to buy, the other books in the book series of these books. So, but if you can help me, feel free to do so. But, yeah, just, at least send me prayers, y'all. Next would be some random purchases. Now, I realized, and like I said, I had this self-rule that I'm going to be buying more books written by Filipino authors. I want to invest my money or spend my money on books written by Filipino authors, especially those that are published locally. like here in the Philippines, like they're from Philippine publishers like Adarna, Anvil, Lampara House Publishing, and all the other independent publishing houses here in the Philippines. I kind of want to put my money there. And interestingly, all of these random purchases are from authors that are Filipinos, like from Filipino authors. So I'm going to start first with the books that are like published internationally or by international publishers or foreign publishers. So first would be Everlasting Nora by Marie Miranda Cruz. Now, if you've watched some of my Christmas wish list, you'll know that this happens to be a book that is included there. And I'm not sure if it was still there in the last one, but I was so happy that I found this randomly in a National Bookstore branch, specifically in Glorieta. I was like, whoa, this was there, this isn't common, I'm going to buy it. So, I mean, I had the budget, so yeah, and I'm so happy that I finally found this. I know, as far as I've read from like other booktubers, booktubers who were active before, this happens to take place in a graveyard, which is kind of like some parallelisms to some families here in the Philippines. So I'm curious about how I'm going to feel. This is like one of the books that I always think about together with My Fate According to the Butterfly, because it's so close to the Philippines, and even the depiction of the characters on the covers are so, like girls in the Philippines. So yeah, I'm definitely eager and looking forward to read this one. The next one would be from an author that I already read, Gail de Villanueva, and that is her venture into the fantasy world or to the fantasy genre, which is Louisity and the City of Noble Warriors. Now, I finally have Moy Moy and Lulu, which, by the way, are nicknames of Heath Hornales and Lee Victor, respectively. So that's one of the things why I wanted to own it, but that's not the only reason why, okay? I've read Gail de Villanueva, and she's a pretty decent author in terms of her writing. And I want to see, like, some Philippine mythology inspired or, like, Philippine fantasy. I love for the exposure to be given, and would love, to feature them in my videos and hopefully get to enjoy them. And like, I really want to devour these kind of contents, and hopefully more people get to see my book hauls or my reading vlogs or my videos in general and see like books written by Filipino authors and every other author out there. Gotta be inclusive, y'all. And the final stack, which would be books written by Filipino authors that are locally published. So yeah, some of these are already on my radar for quite some time, and some are like kind of a bit of an impulse buy. I'll explain later. Let's begin first with the second book in the Janus Silang series, Janus Silang at ang Labanan, Manananggal, Mambabara. Now, even if I was like, I felt lukewarm with like the first book in the Janus Silang series, which is si Janus Silang at ang Tiyanak ng Tabon. If I, here it is. I'll just show it. It's just right behind me. This one at ang Tiyanak ng Tabon. Even if this was like just, math for me, like I gave it, I believe 3.25 or 3 stars, somewhere around that. I still wanted to give Edgar Calabia somewhere a chance, or the series a chance. So I decided to purchase like the second book. Hopefully, it's gonna give me a better reading experience. Oh, it has a National Book Award. It's a National Book Awards winner in 2016. So yeah, this is like the sequel. Hopefully, it's going to be better. It is published by publisher. Not sure. I think it's Adarna. Feel free to comment down below in the comment section if I'm right or wrong. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, which is the publisher of this specific edition of Janus Silang. At ang Labanang, Manananggal, Mambabara. Long title, but I love it. I love how, we get to uplift, Filipino authors, and they deserve to be consumed. They deserve the spotlight. They deserve to be recognized, deserve to be talked about, basically. They deserve to be called stars in their own right, y'all. That's what I've been saying. And then the next would have to be another one that's been in my radar for quite some time. Alon and Lila's Last Summer Before Doomsday. Now, this is also published by Adarna, and it is written by Ingrid Valenzuela. I've seen this years ago in BookTube, or like in different, like I think in National Bookstore pages. By the way, I bought these in National Bookstore, so as the other couple of Filipino authored books, or books written by Filipino authors, like in my previous stack, like the Everlasting Nora and Louisity books. So yeah, these are all bought from National Bookstore. The other three, the ones using gift cards and birthday gifts, are from Fully Booked. So yeah, just wanted to insert that over there. And then this one has been kind of like my radar. I kind of like the cover. It gives, I mean, to me this is a brown passing cover, so I love it. And you know me, I don't really read like synopsis or summaries, or really pay attention to it much until I get to, until I'm about to read them. I have this weird thing that I base it on bibliography, and I kind of like more or less know like what I want to read. And I'm relatively open to reading like all sorts of genres. I always aim to be like an eclectic reader. So yeah, this has been my radar, and I'm so excited I finally own this. And I've been seeing this like in a specific branch that I found, Janus Silang, Ang Labanang Manananggal Mamubarang, as well as this one. I've seen, these books for quite some time now, for years in that specific branch in SM City, BF. And they're still there. They still have stock. So I guess, I want to put some money towards, Adarna Publishing and to these Filipino authors, Edgar Calabia Samar and Ingrid Valenzuela. So yeah, they deserve my money. And then when I was in like National Bookstore Super Branch Cubao, now I thought that this book was not available in like the branch near me, which is SM City Bikutan. I wanted to like own something that I don't typically see there, and later on I found it was also available there, but no worries. I mean, it just seemed interesting, and I'm talking about The Shadow of Eudaimonia by Kenneth Olanday. Now, I saw that this is kind of like sci-fi. It is by Indie Pop, and it was discounted when I bought it, or I guess it was, because it says $350 here, and I got it at a cheaper price, like a little bit lower, but it's above $300 still. I think $325, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I thought that this was like kind of like sci-fi. So yeah, I decided to own this one. So yeah, as I've mentioned, this is my wish list, as you can see. There you go, like Tristan Strong, Destroys the World, Last Fallen Moon, Winston Chu vs. the Wing Meisters, Tales from the Cafe, Before We Say Goodbye, and Blood Like Fate. Now these are like succeeding books in a series of, some of the books I mentioned this book haul. So this is like the priority that I wish that I get, to own soon. So yeah, this is my wish list, y'all. It is here. So these are the books in my book haul. Now feel free to comment down below if any of these books are books that you want to own, or if you already own any of these books. And if you've made it this far, leave like a beach emoji. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. And I'll also put down links and handles to my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there and support me there as well. As always, thank you super much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all.